Okay, testing 1, 2, 3, just making sure everything's working. Perfect. All right, guys, welcome back to another live stream here at LSR. We are going again for another stream, another race in Mexico City. This is Group 2, so the second division of LSR, and I'm sure that the majority of you listening right now can recognize my voice. I'm Formula Jonah, league founder and co-owner of LSR, commentating for a one-off appearance in Group 2, a series that I don't commentate that often on, but I'm happy to be back for this appearance. We have a couple of fast drivers here in the second division, so keep an eye on this grid. I know that Group 2 doesn't get a lot of attention compared to Group 1, but it is still a phenomenal division, and that's why I'm commentating, because it's fun. You know, it's fun to do this. We already have a few lap times coming in. Tomsky's just gone fastest with a 1:15.767. We'll get into that in just a moment. Currently, we got 14 drivers on the grid. We should have another driver joining in qualifying as well. I think that's Cody in the Williams, Viperize's teammate. So hopefully he gets in as well. But yeah, really excited for this one. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe as well. We got through Group 3 later on today. Got a lot of racing coming up on Sunday, and then next week we start all over again with another race week. Brazil is coming up next, so we're heading down into South America for the Brazilian Grand Prix in Sao Paulo in F1, and then also in LMU, we're heading over to Spa for a big event there as well. So a lot of racing coming up next week, and I'm sure that it's going to be very, very exciting. So in terms of the track, this is the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez circuit. It's located in Mexico City. It's actually got one of the highest elevation circuits on the calendar. It currently has 17 turns that make up to 4.3 kilometer. I think that's 2.6 mile or something like that. And so Mexico City, great racetrack. Of course, it's been in F1 since 2015 or so. Even before that, it came here. F1 came here, and then before that, and to this day, other series like Formula E race in Mexico City. IndyCar was rumored to do that for a while. Of course, it's not happening this coming year, but maybe in 2027. We'll see. So, this is the third to last round of the Group 2 season. Still a ways to go, but we are in the final stretch of Season 11. So, very fascinating to see that things are just... I don't know. It's been a quick season. That's what I'm trying to say, is that it's been a while since... It's been a long season, but it also has been a quick season. Because I remember, like it was yesterday, that we started up the Season 11. It was like a big deal, you know, a new decade of racing in some way. And now we're at the end of it, heading into Season 12, which should be very, very exciting as well. More news on that in a bit, of course. But if you have any questions, thoughts, let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer any of those. Of course, as a league founder, as a league owner, I have a lot of answers, I hope. But currently, Tomsky is fastest in Ferrari's SF24. The 1:15.7 holds up. Second place is Darwizzy, and then Viperize completes the top three. Like I said, we should have another driver showing up momentarily, and that would be, I believe, Cody in the Williams. Hopefully he'll be coming out very shortly. But let's take an onboard lap with Talk Phoenix in the McLaren, one of the two McLarens on the grid, heading into a very long straight. You're going to see speeds up to around 215 miles per hour, depending on your downforce levels, of course. So into turn one, let's see what Talk Phoenix can do. This is a very tricky part of the track. This chicane is very tricky with the bumps. As we head into a nice rotation from the McLaren into the second DRS zone on the track. This is the second of 3 DRS, braking around the 100-meter board as we head into a very slow part of the track. Purple sector for Talked Phoenix. You want to make sure you get your front left tire on the curb to the left. Same thing with the exit at this turn as well. That Williams won't get in the way as we head into the S's. One of the trickiest parts of the track, in my opinion, as we head into a very difficult part, because if you have downforce levels at the downforce levels are really low, you're gonna have a really tricky time through that part. Into the third DRS, very quick one as we head into the fast right-hander. You want to go off the track, that's okay. Into the stadium section, into the slowest part of the track. The bumps are really difficult. It's okay to go a little bit wide there on the exit of that corner because you don't get an invalidation. Talked Phoenix to the line. He was purple in Sector 1, and he stays purple, goes to the top by 0.3 of a second. The McLaren is fastest with a 1:15.471 ahead of El Tomsky in that Ferrari, a 1:15.7, remind you, in second position. So McLaren at the top right now with Talked Phoenix. Very good lap time from him. Bacon Haddock is also on a time as well, from what it seems like. He's right on board with the Red Bull. You can see that his front left tire went a little bit in the grass there. That's okay. You won't get an invalidation. You have to know this track in order to kind of know those points. You're going to want to burn the ERS as well in the main straight, and maybe into the second DRS zone as well. Kind of want to... Oh, and Vacant does invalidate on that time, so that's unfortunate. He went a little bit too much in that curb. Like I said, you have to kind of pick and choose where you know. It's kind of difficult to know exactly where things stand. Watch out for Kendricks as well. The Alpine in 12th. Of course, he hasn't set a lap time yet, but I know that Kendricks can be quick. He's a driver that I think will be battling for the win. I know him as being his teammate last season with the Alpine crew. We know that he's quick. Second place for Fuskas. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Hopefully I did that right. But RCC Fuskas in the Haas is second place right now, 1:15.6, 2/10 off of pole position, or provisional pole position, from Talked Phoenix. Very good lap time from the Haas. Speaking of the RCC brand, our current championship leader, Giannis, is not here today. That's the Aston Martin. Actually, in fact, there's only one Aston Martin on the grid. I believe that's a reserve, Mudev. Hopefully I pronounced these names right. I'm sorry if I don't. But we actually have a few drivers that aren't making it. We got the championship leader, of course, Janice. Hopefully I pronounced your name right again. Strading isn't here either. We have Alexis Beast, another front runner, not here. So this is a time to shine for a lot of drivers that haven't got a win this season, with a lot of the front runners out. That was kind of the case in the LMU grid as well. Husky asks in the comments, ready for G3? Yes, I am ready. Williams domination, poor fans, that's all I could say. As we do have Cody that has joined the chat in a Williams, or has joined the grid. So our 15th driver is finally on the grid. Great to see him here. But yes, I am excited for G3. For those that are unaware, I am racing there and trying to get a first podium. You know, I think that tire wear is going to be extreme here at Mexico City, and I believe it's going to be the case here in Group 2 as well. That's why I'm one of the reasons why I like commentating on Group 2 is because we kind of get to see what it's like heading into a future race. Let me read the comments. Hold on a second. Seen what I did in China last week? Yes. Yes, I did. I did see that. I think that in China last week, if I didn't... I went for the one-stop strategy. I was planning on that, and I was in the lead of the race. And I was leading the race, and then Graskin, I believe it was, overtook me because he had fresher tires, and I just had to come into the pit lane. It was just, my tires were going to explode if I didn't. And so I had to go for a late second stop, which cost me a podium, I think. I ended up getting P5. I crossed the line in 4th, but I had a penalty. So, yeah, I got those hearts back to 98. Yeah, that's a little too high. But yeah, I won't say my strategy here for any of my rivals that are racing in Group 3. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I would tell you, Husky, of course, as you're my friend, and I think we work well together. But I know that there's going to be a few people that are going to be quick in Group 3. And tune into that race. I believe that good friend of mine, Owen, is going to be streaming that one, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you, Husky, for the good luck on the commentary. Yes, we are in for a very exciting Group 2 race. We won't focus on Group 3 yet. That's later today. Group 2 is all the focus. Talk Phoenix currently with that fastest lap of a 1:15.4. He's going back out on track to try and repeat his success and secure pole position, maybe even with a faster lap time. In the meantime, we did have a few improvements. Darwizzy went third for Kick Sauber with a 1:15.5. Mudev went second in the Aston Martin with 1:15.511. So a quicker lap time than Darwizzy by just a few 100ths of a second there. Let's see what Talk Phoenix can do. I'm curious about his performance. Currently, 3 minutes and 41 seconds remaining of this race. Or sorry, of this qualifying session. And so there's still a lot of time to improve. The top runners are all coming out. Watch out for Kendricks as well in the Alpine. First lap that he's going to be doing, and let's see what he can do. Remember, Kendricks is a very, very quick driver, and if there's one thing that he's really, really good at, that's tire saving. He does an amazing job on the tires, and I feel that he could be a person to take this win. Even if he's not like the fastest driver out on track, you know that Kendricks is going to be there because, well, it's Kendricks. He always is there. He's always in the fight, no matter what. Talk Phoenix on his last attempt to secure and maintain pole position. The McLaren into the second sector, or sorry, into the second DRS zone, that's what I was meaning. As he comes to the first sector, let's see what he does. Is he purple? Yes, he is. So an improvement already by 1/10 of a second. Very good time from Talk Phoenix as it stands. The Aston Martin is also going out on a lap. Darwizzy just came out of the pit lane. But keep an eye on Talk Phoenix. Let's see what he can do into the S's. I want to keep an eye on his Sector 2 time. He is improving as it stands. Very good lines right now. I don't know how he's able to have that much downforce while also having pace on the straights as well. Purple sector again in Sector 2. This is definitely going to be an improvement by almost 0.3 of a second into the stadium section. This is a solid lap from the McLaren. Really, really strong time. I think this could secure him pole position. Let's see what he does. Out of the final corner, a 1:15.4. He improves to a 1:15.265. Very good time from Talk Phoenix. He improves by almost 0.3 of a second. Can anyone answer him? That's the question. Mudev is backed off on his lap from what it seems. Darwizzy is going to start his lap as well. What about El Tomsky in the Ferrari? He was fastest in the early part of this qualifying. Very good line so far for the Ferrari. No invalidation so far. He's going to have a little bit of straight line speed as well. Is he purple in Sector 2? Not yet. He is improving by around 0.2 of a second though, so looking good right now. This should put him in at least P3. Unless he can make a really good third sector line. On board with the SF24 as it comes through the final turn to the line. He improves to second place, a 1:15.4. Very good lap time there. He sets a purple sector in Sector 3 as well. Mudev will come in for his first lap, as it seems that he bailed on the first one. Watch out for Darwizzy as well. And what about Foskas? Let's see what he can do. Up by purple sector in Sector 2, up by 1/10 of a second. Looking pretty good. This should put him in at least P3 if he holds on to this. Talk Phoenix might have this one though, 1:15.2. Could Talk Phoenix move up into Group 1? It's possible, but Group 2 is super competitive as well. Foskas goes even faster than what I was predicting by just a few 1,000ths of a second. He goes P2. Very good lap time from the Haas. Kendricks has invalidated. He's done. He's going to be starting P14. What about vacant? Valid invalidation. Bench warmer very quick. The second McLaren. Always very fast. Darwizzi is done. That's it for him. On board with bench warmer. Let's see what he can do as he comes to the sector 2 time. Up by 0.3 of a second. This could put him into P2. Mudovs goes fastest. Mudev goes fastest in the Aston Martin. Very good time from the Aston. We didn't see that, but the Aston goes fastest. Talk Phoenix will not be on pole. What can McLaren, though, do? Benchwarmer only improves to P6. Viperize seems to be done, and it is going to be pole position for Aston Martin with a shock pole for Mudev in that Aston. Talk Phoenix is going to be P2, but wow, what a performance from the Aston Martin, a 1:15.1, showing that Group 1 is Group 2 is very, very quick. I wanted to quickly check and see what the pole time was in Group 2. Let's take a look real quickly. We can see what it was. It was a 1:14.0, so almost a second quicker than what we saw. So this is pretty accurate from Group 2. Group 3 should theoretically be around a 1:15.6 or 1:15.5. That's what we should be expecting for Group 3. I don't think I can go that fast, but we'll see. I'm hoping to get at least the top 5, but Aston Martin on pole position for the Mexico City Grand Prix. Mudev goes fastest with a 1:15.192. Talk Phoenix and Fuskas completes the top 3. What a qualifying. And we're in for a very exciting race as well. Like I said, I am Formula Jonah, your commentator and host for today. I'm going to be taking you through the whole thing. It's going to be interesting to see what drivers do in terms of strategy. That is going to be the key factor in today's race, because we know with elevation changes high, downforce levels being extreme as well, depending on your strategy, and the polar opposites as well with cornering speeds. It's going to be interesting to see what drivers do. The fact is, tire wear is high for around here. One stop is theoretically possible. It's definitely possible in my opinion, but the 2-stop, I feel, might be the best option for a lot of these drivers. I believe that Group 1 was won by the one-stop strategy. So it's all about conserving tire wear. That's all what it's about. You know, a while back, I think it was some sort of puncture or something like that at a race, destroyed my race, and a fellow driver, Kendricks, came in and chatted with me about the tire wear, and gave me some advice that was really, really critical for my season, and it really changed my view on a lot. So I appreciate that from Kendricks. My point that I'm trying to make is that Kendricks knows how to save tire wear. Do not count him out, even though he's starting at the back. He knows how to do things well with the tires, and I think that he could be a real contender for the win today. We have about a 90-second break until the formation lap begins, and then we're going to get this race underway. It's about 36 laps, this Mexican Grand Prix. And again, if you have any questions, any thoughts, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear that in the live chat or in the comments. Okay, so formation lap is going to get underway momentarily. Let's take a look at the tires and see what everyone's... Oh, everyone is going for the mediums. That is interesting. Okay, so not a single person is going for the hard tire. Everyone is starting the mediums, and that, I feel, is going to be a very similar situation with the Group 3 grid as well. The Williams team at Group 3 has already kind of talked about our strategy for the race. So let's see if Williams can do something similar here. They have a very good starting position, P7 and P8, with Viperize and Cody. Let's see, who else is doing well? Mercedes, Spokes, and Hussein as well. P9, P10, very, very good. What happened to 2-minute break? Viperize asks in the comments. Well, it's a 90-second break, which I believe is just about over a minute, but someone must have readied up. That's my guess, at least. Sometimes that happens. Also, look back at our Group 1 race, viewers. Look back at our LMU race. We had a major event in both races. Congrats to the Group 1 winners. Congrats to the LMU winners. LMU had the biggest event of the season so far with the 2.4 hours of Le Mans, over 30 drivers on the grid. Of course, LMU is a bigger grid because of the two different classes. It's a different type of racing. And then we have Spa next week, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Can't wait for that. Okay, so Mudev is going to lead this field away. It's all about the top 4 runners, in my opinion. It's a long way down to turn 1, and you want the slipstream. So watch out for P3 and P4. Altomsky and Fuskas. Fuskas in that Haas going to be potentially taking P1 here. Viperize asks, is LMU only on PC? Unfortunately, yes, it is only on PC. I wish it was on console. They're talking about porting it over, but it's not yet on console. Okay, here we go, viewers, for this race. Let's get this thing underway. Here comes the lights. We are ready to go for the Mexican Grand Prix in Group 2, and it's lights out and away we go. We're racing. Mudas takes a very good start. Talk Phoenix, though, gets a better one. He's going to lead us down to turn 1. The Aston in the slipstream, though. They're going to go side by side, potentially. Mudas trying to make the move, but Talk Phoenix takes the lead. The Ferrari is now trying to get involved as well. Altomsky in third, as we have a few drivers off the track, I believe, or some sort of incident. Where did the Haas go? Fuskas has had a terrible getaway, unfortunately. Down to P7. Darwizzi as well. Cody has had a very good start. Same with Benchwarmer. But Talk Phoenix leads us away to McLaren P1 and P4. There's an Alpine going a little bit wide. I believe that might be Kendrick's. Very good start from both Alpines, Stracco and Kendricks up into P8 and P9. Vacant goes a little bit wide there. Here comes the Williams of Viperize. They're going side by side. How is this going to work out? But somehow it does. Viperize, very good line there. Takes P10 from Vacant. Fraser Dazer as well ahead of Seau. Here comes that Mercedes. Who's seen going down the inside on Sale, makes the move. Very, very neat move from the Mercedes driver, but Talk Phoenix leads us away, heading into the first lap. Very, very good start from the McLaren. That's exactly what he needed. The gap is 0.4 of a second. The Aston Martin is still behind with the slipstream. This is what it's about, viewers, the slipstream. Let's take a look at ERS. Mudev is still on 57%. Altomsky seems to be burning a little bit more. Meanwhile, a move here for P5, Darwizzi and Cody Maddock. Cody Maddock will be down to P6 because the kick salver is up into P5, but he has drained a lot of that energy. Same with Cody Maddock, though. Here comes the Haas of Fuskas. Fuskas down the inside. He's going to try and go side by side with the Williams. Purple sector in sector 1 as well. Good move. And here comes Kendricks as well. The Haas down the inside of the Williams. It's going to make... Oh, a little bit of contact. Yep, a little bit of contact. The Haas stays there. Kendricks is going to take advantage of that, though, and get ahead of the Haas. They're going to go side by side. How is this going to work out? Kendricks gets ahead. Perfect. Perfect maneuver. So Fuskas, unfortunately, doesn't win out on that. DRS is finally enabled. We could be seeing a move for P1. Everybody in the top 3 is pretty similar ERS modes. Benchwarmer a little bit lower. He's trying to stay with this pack. It's clearly the top 3 that have the pace. Mudev is burning. Talk Phoenix, fastest lap of the race. Here comes Mudev. He's burning. He's using the ERS. He's using the ERS. Altomsky doing the same. Mudev is no longer burning. Altomsky's used a lot of his ERS now. Mudev is doing a really neat scenario here because he's keeping with the ERS. This is exactly what you want to do. You want to use a little bit of ERS, but not burn completely. Oh, he's going to go around the outside. The Aston Martin tries it, but the McLaren, I think, is going to stay ahead with the better line. Yes, he does. Talk Phoenix stays ahead. Altomsky goes side by side. Contact, and here goes Benchwarmer. Benchwarmer up to second. McLaren 1-2. Contact between Mudev and Altomsky. That allows the McLaren to get into P2. What a maneuver from Benchwarmer. Mudev, his strategy has been thrown off with that contact. Here comes Darwizzi as well. And the kick salver goes a little bit wide. He might get a warning for that. There's a car off the track. That's Hussein in the Mercedes. He's off the track in the S's. Maybe contact with... Oh, I think it might be contact with Fraser. Oh! Hussein off the track again. That's not good news. Meanwhile, the battle for P2 is shaping up. This is perfect for McLaren. Benchwarmer holding up Talk Phoenix. Mudev will surely get past here. Yep, into P2. Darwizzi might do the same. He's burning. To try and get ahead. Nope, he's going to stay behind. Mudev back into P2, so this is exactly what he needs. He needs to stay within DRS range to Talk Phoenix and get back in that fight for P1. Darwizzi trying to go for the move for P3. Kicks Sauber up into third, but can Benchwarmer keep it? Darwizzi keeps the maneuver. It's not a Liam Lawson scenario and Sergio Perez scenario from last year where they made contact. Darwizzi stays ahead. Very good maneuver. Cody Matic is now in the fight as well for P2 as it or P3 as it stands. I want to keep an eye on this battle for P1 though. Mudev has catched up, and this is good. But Talk Phoenix has been able to save a lot of ERS, so he's gonna burn. I'm assuming he needs a good exit out of the final turn. Yellow flag. Who's down the order? Is it vacant? It might be vacant. I think it's vacant. What happened to Vacant Haddock? He's still in P3 as it stands. Up at the front, Mudev, fastest lap of the race. They're both burning. Altomsky's out in the pit lane. He's retired in the pit lane. That is really surprising. No reason for that. But Altomsky's out of the race. That is super unfortunate. Kendricks makes the move for P5 ahead of Cody Matic. Fuskas in that battle as well. Here comes the second Williams. Viperize using a little bit of ERS. Here comes Fuskas on Cody Matic. The two Williams. Oh, contact between these drivers. Don't take each other out. These are teammates, remember. Fuskas gets into P6. Meanwhile, Darwizzi has closed the gap and is now in the fight for P1. It is a three-way fight. There's a major gap to P4, though. Benchwarmer 3 seconds behind, so it's spread out. It's now 2 separate battles for the leading positions. Mudev in a better position in terms of ERS. Remember, keep an eye on tire wear as well, viewers. Benchwarmer, 3-second time penalty. Mudev burning. DRS and ERS enabled. Benchwarmers into the pits. That's very early for the McLaren. Mudev staying ahead of Darwizzi, but not getting past Talk Phoenix as it stands. So Benchwarmer has pit for the hards. Vacant also pit for the hards. Same thing with Hussein. Fraser has come into the pits for mediums. It's very interesting. So I think that you want to go for at least 10 laps on the medium tire. Kendricks is going to start trying to bridge the gap to Fuskas and try and get in that fight for P1. He's got to break the toe on Fuskas. Fuskas has got less ERS, so that's good news for Kendricks. Hussein gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That could be it. Yep, it is. He's out. He's out of the race. He's too far back, it seems. But, yeah, 2 retirements already from this race. 30 laps still to go. On board with Mudev in that Aston Martin. He should be getting ahead of Talk Phoenix. This is the closest he's gotten. This could be a move for the win. On board with the Aston Martin. He's burning. He's catching up. Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes. He's closing. He's closing. He's closing. Mudev to the inside. He's going to stick right behind, though. Interesting. The Aston using DRS. He's closer to Talk Phoenix. He might be getting him now. Let's see what he can do. He's going to stay behind, though. This is interesting strategies from Mudev. Mudev is doing something interesting because he's saving ERS while Talk Phoenix is burning ERS. This is going really well right now for the Aston because he's not like totally destroying his tires either. This could be for the win. Both are on similar ERS though. Mudev is burning to try and close the gap a little bit. He's right on the back of Talk Phoenix. He has to stay within this gap though. Cody Maddock off the track. Oh, where is he? There he is. He's off the track, but he's okay. Mudev in the pit lane. Oh, and that's because of a safety car procedure, I think, or virtual. This might change the outcome of this race. Darwizzy is into the pit lane. Mudev's into the pit lane. Talk Phoenix had to stay up because he missed the pits. This is critical for everybody. Talk Phoenix might be down the order now. Everybody is in for hards, it seems. This is a virtual safety car, viewers. A virtual safety car. Talk Phoenix is gonna lose the lead. That's for sure. Unless this turns into a safety car. So it's gonna be P2 and P3 moving up into P1 and P2. Talk Phoenix should be exiting around P3. That is so unfortunate for the McLaren. The worst time possible. I believe that was because of the incident for Cody. But I can't be sure. So Talk Phoenix, 17.2 seconds. Drive-through penalty for Seau. He's the only one that gets a drive-through. Talk Phoenix has to push everything to try and get ahead. He has to pit this lap. This is it. This is it. This could be what decides the race. 16 seconds, 15.9. The gap is closing. Mudev will take the lead unless Darwizzy gets ahead. Darwizzy is pushing to try and get ahead of Mudev and get into P2, which could become P1. Talk Phoenix is staying out. That is interesting. That is an interesting strategy. So he is staying out. Darwizzy pushing now. This could be for the win. He should be getting past Mudev. He's the closest he's gotten. Mudev is not pushing. He knows that Darwizzy will get past. It's inevitable. And there's nothing you can really do about it. Ben Schwarmer is still in the fight for P5 as it stands right now. Darwizzy stays in second. Things are going well for the Kick Sauber. 14.5 seconds. What is Talk Phoenix' strategy here? Is it to push as far as he can on the mediums? Might be. Curious to know what his tire wear is right now. That would be interesting. I could see him pushing for another lap depending on what he's going for with his strategy. 13.6 seconds. He might be trying to be good on this tire. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe the one stop where everybody else is going for the two stop. I think Talk Phoenix might be going for the one stop depending on what he's doing. He's staying out. Yep. So I think he's going for the one stop strategy here. And trying to gap them in the pits. Darwizzy, purple sector. He will take the lead inevitably. That is inevitable. He will take the lead. Unless Mudev gets ahead. Mudev's actually, he's actually not in the DRS anymore. So Darwizzy, fastest lap of the race. It is now all in his hands as 12.7 seconds. That is the gap between first and second position. Darwizzy is flying right now, and he should be taking the lead of this race at the Kick Sauber. Let me check. Is this, if he takes the lead and eventually wins, will this be his first win? That is the question. Let's see. I'm going to take a look at the championship standings and see if Darwizzy has gotten a win yet. No, he has not gotten a win. He's only secured 2 podiums, one at Japan, second place, and one at Qatar, third place. So this would be a first win if he got the win, of course. Meanwhile, switch in P5. Oh, there's a car that's ghosted. Oh, okay, I think that was something else entirely. That wasn't a glitch or something like that. Darwizzy trying to stay ahead of the second gap. Mudev is chasing down, though. He's within DRS range to the Kick Sauber. The Kick Sauber goes off track, and Darwizzy gets a 3-second time penalty in the process. That actually might just decide the race for Mudev. This is a fair game between the top three, really. It really could be any of them. And Kendricks. Don't forget about Kendricks. He could really be in the fight, too. Darwizzy has grown the gap a little bit, though, and now the Aston Martin is not in the slipstream. It's not in the DRS range or the slipstream. 11 seconds is the gap between first and second. Talk Phoenix stays out at lap 11. Meanwhile, Benchwarmer, Phoenix's teammate, gets into P5 ahead of Fuskas. Fuskas is now down to P6. Fuskas gets a 3-second time penalty, actually. Meanwhile, there's a battle for P9, it seems. Vacant gets ahead of Cody Maddock. Vokes, Fraser, and Seau battle for P11 right now. This is for the battle for what could be a final point in this race. Who's the closest right now? Fuskas. Fuskas is the closest to a move. Where does Talk Phoenix... What does he do? 8.9 seconds. The gap is coming down. He will surely lose the lead of this race. But this is a different strategy. I'm assuming he's coming into the pit lane. No, he's staying out. Wow. Okay, so he's really going for the one-stop strategy. He is pushing to the max. Mudav has DRS. Is closing on Darwizzy. This is critical for his chances in taking this race win. This is the two-stop strategy versus the one-stop strategy, viewers. This is exactly what we're doing. And for any Group 3 drivers that are watching, this is critical for your race to see what strategy you want to do. Because both are very good strategies, but this is showing the difference. Benchwarmer and Fuskas swap positions. Let me get some water. Hold on a second. I'll keep an eye on this battle while I do that. Okay. Had to keep hydrated, of course. Lap 12 out of 36, still a long way to go. 7.4 seconds is the gap between first and second position. Darwizzy is still closing. 7 seconds, 6.8. Talk Phoenix finally comes into pit lane on lap 12 on those terrible medium tires, I'm sure. Those are terrible, you know, they're like just completely destroyed. Very good camera angle right there for the driver that comes into the pits. Darwizzy takes over the lead as expected. Talk Phoenix will come out behind Kendricks, behind his teammate, and I presume in P7 behind Viperize. Very interesting strategy here. Mudev takes over the race lead, by the way. He overtook Darwizzy on the straight. We didn't see that because we were focusing on where Talk Phoenix would come out. So Mudev is in the lead. What's his ERS? Ooh, much higher, actually. This is really going well for the Aston Martin. Let's see what he can do. So, into the final part of this lap, let's ride on board with Darwizzy in the Kick Sauber. He's pushing, trying to re-overtake for the lead of this race. He's gonna go past. Round the outside comes the Kick Sauber, and into the lead goes Darwizzy in that Sauber entry. Talk Phoenix 4.4 seconds to Viperize. Was that the right strategy? I don't know. Kendricks is burning to try and get that gap ahead of Fuskas. Fuskas is under pressure from Benchwarmer and Viperize, though, for P4 as it stands. Okay, so, let's take a look. Can Mudev retake the lead from Darwizzy? Let's see. On board with the kick Sauber. Oh, sorry, the Aston Martin. And he takes the lead. Mudev into P1 ahead of Darwizzy. They swap once again. And the position changes. Benchwarmer, meanwhile, is using DRS to catch up to the Haas. Meanwhile, that kicks Sauber, using the pace to stay with the Aston Martin. I suppose these two are going to swap positions. We're at more than halfway done with this race. Thank goodness we are heading into the final stages. Nice camera angle of this brilliant battle for P2, as it stands right now, of course. On board with the Kick-Sauber for a second attempt at taking the race lead. Kick-Sauber slipstreams past and takes the lead very, very fast. And that is another move. So these two continue to swap positions. Fuskas is without DRS to Kendricks, but the battle for P3 is raging on. Oh, yellow flag. Vacant Haddock is out of the race. Where is that? That's at the exit of the pit. That could be a safety car. That could be a safety car. Let's take a look. What happened to the Red Bull? Did he spin into the wall? Oh no, he has retired on his own. So that's not going to be a safety car for sure. Sad to see Vacant Haddock out of this race. It was not his event, that's for sure. It just didn't turn out to be his day. Boak's 3-second time penalty. Remember, Darwizzy also has a 3-second time penalty, so still a long way to go, of course. Okay, Mudev takes back the lead for Aston Martin. And Fuskas using the ERS strike and past Kendricks as well. This could be a move for P3 momentarily. Remember, Kendricks doesn't have any time penalties, neither does Mudev. Let's take a look at this battle for P3 right now. It's raging on. Meanwhile, Talk Phoenix has closed the gap to this battle on those 4 lap old hards. So he's going to be in the fight for a strong points finish. If he is going for that one-stop strategy, then this is going to be really critical. This battle for P3 is really intense. Meanwhile, Darwizzy should get ahead of Mudev for another time. 3rd time, I think it is. 3rd time's the charm. Maybe he stays ahead. We'll see. While that's happening, you're going to see a switch. Yep, the switch happens. Fuskas is now going to try and make the move for Kendricks. This is the first time this has happened. Fuskas is going to go to the outside line using the ERS powering pass with 215 miles per hour. Very good for Fuskas and the Haas to move ahead of Kendricks. That's critical for his race. Talk Phoenix, meanwhile, gets past Viperize. Lets these two switch. A little bit of contact between the two, but it's okay. Talk Phoenix gets ahead, and his teammate should let him pass momentarily as well. This is critical for Talk Phoenix. Very critical. So he's on the back of his teammate. His teammate should be letting him pass momentarily. Any second, I would assume. Let's see, does he let him pass? He should at least. I mean, unless he's going to give his teammate ERS, or DRS. That might be the case, actually. He might be doing that. That makes sense if so. Yep, he will. Okay, so McLaren on McLaren. Easy move for Talk Phoenix. Meanwhile, Mudev got back past. Second time penalty for Boaks. He might be retiring from this race. We'll see. He's in the pit lane on a new set of mediums. In P11 as it stands right now. Meanwhile, Kendricks did get past Fuskas. He returned to P3. So I forgot to mention that. Talk Phoenix is also on this fight. He needs to get past both of these drivers. So this is the battle that is critical for this race. If Talk Phoenix doesn't get past here, it's going to be really, really hard for him to take this win. Okay. On board with the Haas. Let's take a look at this. There's Talk Phoenix in the background. Fuskas should get ahead. Or at least he should. He should, yeah. Oh, Talk Phoenix also gets ahead of Kendricks, it seems. Are they going to go side by side? They are going to go side by side, and the McLaren gets ahead. That's critical for Talk Phoenix. Now all he has to worry about is that Haas right ahead, but Kendricks is still behind, so keep an eye on that. Viperize also came into the pit lane for the medium tire. Fresh set of mediums for the Williams. So Fuskas right ahead. I want to keep an eye on this battle. Meanwhile, these two are at the front are still trading positions. Not much going on right there. They should be coming to the pit lane momentarily for a set of mediums in a couple of laps, I would say. Probably about 5 laps they should be coming in. Maybe a little bit less. Talk Phoenix is on 7-lap-old hards. This is going to be hard, but I think he should be able to do it. He's going to be in puncture territory. He's right on the back of Fuskas. He should be getting into third here. Right on board with the McLaren. 3-second time penalty for Boaks in P11. Here comes Phoenix. DRS, ERS, everything enabled. Fresher tires. McLaren ahead. Perfect. So Talk Phoenix into P3 now. That's critical for his race. Oh, Fuskas almost loses the car there. Gets a 3-second time penalty in the process, but it could have been a lot worse. Like a lot worse. Okay, so, what's it called? Oh, we have a car off the track. I believe that's Fraser. It is Fraser. Viperize and Cody Maddox swap positions, so the two Williams drivers doing a little swap there. Strakosaur also in that battle for P7 as it stands. Meanwhile, Darwizzy comes into the pit lane from P2 in this race. Fraser has retired from the session in the pits, though, so no safety car. It is going to be a very neat stop for the Kick Sauber. He will exit in P7 for sure. Or sorry, P6 for sure. Talk Phoenix is up into second, 11.2 seconds. This is critical for his race. This could get him the win. This surely could get him the win. Kick Sauber's Darwizzy now has to press on. If he's going to win this race, he has to overtake the trio of cars ahead and then close up to Talk Phoenix, which he could definitely do. He's on fresh set of hards. When does Mudev come in? That's my question. 22 out of 36. Still a ways to go in this race. The Aston burning. I think he's coming in. You can tell by the way he's burning, the way he's positioning his car. Okay. It's right on board with the Aston Martin. Take a look and see what he's doing here. Into the pits comes Mudev from the race lead. Talked Phoenix will surely take over the race lead as it stands. That's kind of like obvious though. So there we go, switching position now. Fuskas in second, Kendrick's P3, Darwizzi gets ahead by 2.4 seconds. That's a very good margin, actually. Benchwarmer comes into the pits. He'll be overtaken by Viperize and should stay out ahead of Stracco. Here comes Chris. Let's see what he do. PC8 right now. He's going to come out right behind. Oh, he's going to come out behind Benchwarmer. He still has to come into the pit lane, though. So the top two, so second and third should be coming into the pit lane very shortly as well. Fuskas and Kendricks, that is. Okay. Oh, and there goes Kendricks and Fuskas. As predicted, they are in. Darwizzi will take over second. Modov will now take over third. These two are going to pit onto, I think, the medium tire. So two-stop strategy definitely for these guys. Darwizzi has closed the gap to 5.6 seconds to Talk Phoenix. This could be Darwizzi's race. I think that he could be winning this run. He could be winning this one. Let's see what he does. One second. .2 seconds. That is the gap between first and second. I think that Darwizzi might be winning this race. Unless Mudev. Actually, no, I think Mudev actually could win this race because of that penalty for Darwizzi. Yellow flag. It's Boakes, but he has just spun. So no safety car. 3.3. The gap is coming down. Talk Phoenix is losing time to the guys behind. It's inevitable that he goes ahead. Viperize is out in the pit lane. Why is he retired? He's in a strong points position. So Viperize out of the race, unfortunately. That means that everyone will be scoring points if they stay in their positions. And don't retire, of course. Doc Phoenix, the gap to P2. You can see that Excalibur in the background, 1.6. Darwizzi is closing the gap on those fresh new hards. One second. He's almost within DRS range, and he should be getting ahead momentarily. This is it. This is it, viewers. Mudav, 4.1 seconds. If Darwizzy keeps this up, then he will win this race. He just has to stay above. He has to stay above 3 seconds. The gap is 1 second to first and second position. Darwizzy will be within DRS range. Look at the tire difference between these two. The grip levels is just insane. It's like literally insane how fast he's able to just close up. You're going to see it through the assets. Let's right on board. Look at that. Look at that. That is just absolutely insane. He's able to like completely just have way more grip than Talk Phoenix. It's only a few lap difference as well. He's right on the back of Talk Phoenix. Darwizzy will be taking over the lead of this race. Talk Phoenix will be P3 as it stands. You can see he's practically pushing him through that. Here comes the kick Salber, but Talk Phoenix using Euro still goes Darwizzy down the inside. What a move from the kick Salber. What a late move that worked out in all ways. Darwizzy takes the lead of the Mexico City Grand Prix. Talk Phoenix down to P2, and the grip levels alone will bridge him the gap from P1 to P2. Wow. Darwizzy on absolutely on fire here. This is just amazing. Look at the gap. He's already bridged the gap to 1 second already. Mudav is going to start chasing him down. Talk Phoenix, that is. I hope Salber has a good weekend. Look at the gap, 1.6 now. Look at the gap, 1.3 now. The gap is 0.5 of a second. The Aston Martin is closing in on the McLaren for P2. As it stands, the gap between first and second is 3.6 seconds. So Mudav has chased down Talk Phoenix and is now going to be trying to chase down Darwizzy and get within another 0.5. ERS enabled. Talk Phoenix is also burning though. Ooh! Here comes the Aston. There's nothing that Talk Phoenix can do, and the Aston soars past with a better grip, and that is it. The Aston is into P2. Now, if I were Talk Phoenix, I would probably come into the pit lane now, so you can get rid of those hards, go for the fastest lap, and then try and chase down Fuskas for P3, which would be P3, because you're only going to be losing time right now, and the best you're going to get right now is P3. So, Talk Phoenix, if you're listening, I would think about probably pitting for the medium now, and just full-on push it for P3 and get the fastest lap. That's what I would do, because there's just no way you're going to manage to get P2 or P1 here with those other two drivers that are on a different strategy. Mudav has closed the gap to 2.9 seconds, or it was 2.9 seconds just a moment ago. It will fluctuate, of course. And Darwizzy If Darwizzi can stay ahead, of course, of 3 seconds, then he will win. But if Mudev chases him down like he is right now and gets within 2.9 seconds, then it's all over for Darwizzi. Mudev will take this win. Doc Phoenix is staying out on those 17-lap-old hards. 13.1 seconds is the gap between third and fourth. It's possible that Fuskas could be getting third here. Or Kendricks. Kendricks could still get a podium here because he has got no penalties, and Doc Phoenix is just dropping down the order right now because of those tires. Mudev 3.1. The gap keeps fluctuating between the 2.9 and 3.3 range. 2.9 now. "31 laps completed. Just 5 laps remain of the Mexico City Grand Prix. Darwizzi looking for his first win of the season. Mudev looking for the same. Either one of them should be getting their first win of the season, I believe. Let me check the standings just to make sure that Mudev hasn't gotten a win yet. Where is... Okay, he hasn't got a win yet. He's only scored 12 points. That's 4th place at Qatar. That was his only appearance, the Aston Martin. And now he's going to be in the fight for a win. So, something I've noticed here. Oh, bench warmer off the track. Goes a little bit wide. Kendricks could be getting P... Hold on a second. Kendricks up into P5 now. The Alpine gets ahead of the McLaren. They're going to go side by side. Kendricks gets into P5. Critical for him, and that is very, very good. If Kendricks is going to be getting P3 here, he has to get ahead of Fuskas and chase down Doc Phoenix, who's dropping back quite a bit. What I was going to say, though, is that there are a few drivers in LSR that I've noticed that have come midway through the season and are kind of like, okay, we're new, but we're extremely quick. Like, they're Group 2 pace, they're Group 1 pace even, and they have the ability to race full time as well. A perfect example is Mudev. Mudev is P2 right now. I think he's brand new to the league. He just joined recently. There's a few others that just joined the league recently and are like here to stay. They're ready to fight. They're ready to be full time. And I think that we've gained so many drivers in the last season, in this season of 11. And I think that we're ready to expand to a 4th division with the amount. I think Group 1 is obviously the fastest of the best of the best. I could see maybe Janice moving up to Group 1. I could see that potentially. Maybe Alexis Beast. I don't know. One of them might be moving up to Group 1. I could see that. But Group 2, I feel like you got to get everybody. You got to put the drivers from Group 3 and Group 2 together, like the fast guys from Group 3 and the fast guys from Group 2, put them in one division, which would be Group 2 for next season. And then Group 3 is collectively pretty much everybody from Group 2 that wasn't like super quick, and then everybody that was not like kind of in that similar position in Group 3. And then we have everybody else that was maybe not as quick in Group 3 or having a hard time in Group 3 challenging for a win or whatever in Group 4. That's my idea of it all. It really depends on who we have for Season 12. Rick R. Stratting, our owner, of course, is doing a fantastic job to reach out to everybody, every single person actually, for Season 12 to see what their plans are for the season. It really depends on what everybody is planning for. But I genuinely believe that we could get a 4th group running, which could be on Saturday, it could be on Friday. I'm hoping for it to be on Friday because it'd be cool to do that, but yeah. So Kendrick should be getting P4 as it stands right now. It's not quite a podium, but yeah, it's a good result. Yellow flag, that's a Mercedes off the track. That's Boaks who has spun. He's reset the track. He will not impact the other drivers. we are approaching the last 3 laps of this race. Even though Darwizzi is leading, it will be Mudev that should be taking this win in Mexico. If Darwizzi didn't get that 3-second time penalty from going wide at that corner just a few moments before this one, a couple laps ago, he would have won this race. But right now, Mudev, 1.4 seconds, he seems to have it. Unless Darwizzi can pull some magic out of his car and pull away to bring up a 3-second gap between the two. But right now, Mudev is doing that. Boaks retires! If Boaks would have... Oh, no, that's so unfortunate. Why did Boaks retire? He would have gotten a point from Mercedes if otherwise, but we will be seeing him in Group 3, so he'll have a better chance of getting a good result then. 9 runners still remain of the Group 2 race. Couple laps remain. Darwizzi, P1, followed by Mudev, then Talk Phoenix. The gap between 3rd and 4th is... Oh, there goes my phone. Sorry for the loud noise. My phone fell off the table. But Talk Phoenix and Fuskas are 9 seconds, I believe. So that is the gap right now. So as long as Talk Phoenix can just stay here, not get a puncture or a spin or anything like that, he should be safe for a podium, which will be good. Bench warmer 1 second to Fuskas. Let's see what the time penalties are real quickly. There we go. Okay. Oh, Darwizzi has a 9-second time penalty. I thought he had 3 seconds. Okay, so he's definitely losing this race, unfortunately. Mudev should have this. He would still get P2 because Talk Phoenix is 11.6 seconds behind. Fuskas is 6 seconds. He will drop behind Kendricks. He will drop behind Benchwarmer. So it will be, as it stands, Mudev, Darwizzi, Talk Phoenix. That's the top 3, followed by Kendricks, Benchwarmer, Fuskas. Then it would be Sayao, Stracco, and Cody. That would be the complete order as the results right now. Fuskas gets another time penalty, but it shouldn't impact his race because there's such a big gap behind. He will lose P5 and P6 though. Oh, sorry, he will lose P4 and P5 to Kendricks and Benchwarmer, but that was already going to happen before. Mudev has gotten within a tenth of a second. I wouldn't even fight Darwizzi, honestly, unless he wants to finish ahead. Because right now, he's just got to stay there. Talk Phoenix gets a 3-second time penalty, but that won't impact his race right now. First 3-second of the day. So hopefully Mudev will be Group 2 next season full-time, because he's got super strong pace. I mean, he's going to win a race here. I think that he's got the pace to win in the championship in Group 2 next season. I really hope that he and others will be able to race full-time. El Tomsky as well, who retired earlier on in the session. He's a driver that I see being quick in this division and potentially being up there. This is the last lap of the Mexico City Grand Prix in Group 2. Mudev has not won a race this season quite yet. He only has 1 start to his name. This is his second. And now he's coming around the final corner with the fireworks in the air, it seems, to win the Mexico City Grand Prix in Group 2. Mudev will win. Darwizzi will cross the line in first, but it will be P2 for the Kick Sauber driver. Talk Phoenix will be coming home in P3 with McLaren in P3 and P4. As of right now, though, actually, Benchwarmer, I think, will finish in 4th because Kendricks is a couple seconds behind. So it will be a P3 and P4 result for McLaren. Very, very, very strong performance from both McLarens. That will be critical for their championship chances. But Mudev in P1 wins this race, and we hope to see him back for future races in Lightning Speed Racing. It'd be great to see that. GD to everybody. What a result. So, Cody and Maddox is stuck on the finishing line. Hope he won't be disqualified. Oh, there he goes. Okay. So here are our winners, or our podium finishers. Mudev wins in Aston Martin's green color. Congratulations to the driver taking his first LSR victory. Darwizzi and Talk Phoenix also on the podium. Very solid result for both of them. Darwizzi takes his third podium finish of the season. Talk Phoenix gets another podium. Fantastic race from the top three. Fantastic race from everybody today in the division number 2 of LSR. And now, viewers, we're on to another race in Mexico City, this time for Group 3, featuring me driving, feature other drivers racing as well. But that's that. Thank you all so much for watching this Group 2 stream. I'm Formula Jonah, the league founder and league owner of LSR, and we will see you all in the next one. Catch us in just a bit, in just under 30 minutes, for the stream from, I believe, Owen for Group 3 in Mexico City.